we've survived another class, and I wanted to kind of have a little wrap up here with you at the very end of our class. First of all, I hope that you've enjoyed the readings and the discussion. The discussion board's been extremely lively for this class, and I hope you had some more than one moment where you said, never thought about that. And that's the purpose of this class. It's exploratory. It's to raise some issues. There are very few definitive answers in a class like this. What I wanted to do is raise the several issues like who's a criminal, what's a crime, who's deviant, and why are some people drawn into deviance and deviant subcultures. So I hope that the next time that there's a discussion about what, some sort of crime control policy, that you'll take into consideration that it's not as black and white. It's not us versus them. It's not as simple as some people would lead us to believe, and that there are lots of things that society does that raise the risks of people who live in the inner city, or people who are people of color, or as we've seen, and this is not new. Again, I think I made mention earlier that my son was reading about John Brown, who was a slave abolitionist and engaged in violence in Kansas and, of course, back in Virginia. And so he would have been that period's Timothy McVeigh. And so there are lots of things that go on in any society that's as complex as ours that produces deviance and deviant subcultures. The question then is, what are we to do? And my criticism today is we're over-reliant on just locking people up and expecting that to be a deterrent, and without really looking at the root causes of why people join gangs, why people join biker gangs, and are there benefits from these deviant subcultures. So again, I hope that it's given you some information to think about, and that you can blend this in with other classes, and I hope that the readings and discussions have been enjoyable. I'm here before you. I'm still kind of decompressing from my trip to Sturgis, and this year was a huge number of people, a lot of deviant behavior, but didn't see as many outlaw bikers as I have in the past. So don't know if I just missed them, random chance, or if they're keeping a lower profile. But at any rate, I wish you well. I appreciate you taking the class and indulging me as I this is the second time I've taught this class, and I want to strengthen it even more and try to fashion more coherence between the readings and the discussion. And so I appreciate your feedback on the discussion board about the readings, and I wish you well. I hope you get a few days of rest at the end of this semester before we begin again in the fall semester, and I hope that you'll keep in touch, and I wish you well in the future.